Welcome to Glenn Nutt's Cow Emporium. In this video, Glenn's going to be explaining feeding the cows, calves, and bulls barley. He's going to show us his grain wagon that he uses to deliver the barley to the cows, and how we start feeding the calves for the winter feeding program.
So we got the truck warming up. We just started feeding yesterday with this storm. They've pretty well ran out of picking. It's time to start feeding. So we get the troughs ready for some calves. They just got a little taste of it yesterday. We clean the snow out of the troughs, put a little hay in there so they get some interest in the troughs and what's in there. And then I'll put a little bit of fresh barley from this year on top. Hasn't been rolled yet, this stuff, but it's nice and fresh, so it'll kind of get them a taste for barley. We don't want to use any carryover rolled stuff for the new calves because it'll taste a little old and they won't know what to do with it, and they won't really like to get started on it. The cows won't mind, but it's good to start the calves on fresh stuff. So I'm going to go clean the snow out of the troughs and put some hay in there and sprinkle some barley on top, and when they come in they'll have some breakfast. So we want to get the snow out of there because it'll mix in with the grain and they won't eat it very good. So we'll get that cleaned up. We got it ready for them. There's just a couple of forkfuls of hay in here, not enough to really contribute to the feed much. It's just to get their attention, to get them looking at the grain because they're not used to eating grain. There's just over, you do the math, just over half a pound of grain per head in here to start with. So I'm hoping they'll come in and I won't have to chase them into the main corral. I'll lock the gate when they come in. If they don't, by the end of chores, I'll go out and get them, but I'll let them all in here at the same time so everybody can eat. We don't want a bunch of them in here too long, because if a bunch of them eat and a bunch of them don't, then some will get too much and some won't get any, and if they get too much, they'll get sick. So we want everybody to eat the same amount. So here's a grain wagon. We use it for feeding grain to the cows. There's a slide at the back. We don't use it very often right now, but it's for filling 5-gallon pails if you need to feed a bunch in the corral. You can take a few out of the back without trying to fight underneath it. You can see what the inside looks. It's hoppered down on two sides. We fill it with an auger. Sometimes I have two augers coming out of the bin, but right now I just have this one. I'm just shoveling out the last to the bottom, and then we'll put some fresh stuff in there. You can see there's two slides here. You just drive really slow and both slides open up about 3 inches and drop a continuous stream onto one pile. If you turn the truck a little bit, so when you're turning and you're driving, you can drop it in a wheel track. We try and we'll feed a bale, and then the next day we'll feed the grain on where the bale was. It'll all be packed down. For the most part, might not work so good this morning because of all the fresh snow, but most days it works. So there's the mechanism, and that just goes up to the truck and you just hang on to it. When you're ready to let her go, you pull the string and drive slow, and in about 2.5 minutes or so, all of the grain's out of the truck and you're out of the wagon, and the cows are all lined up eating it. And so that's 60 scoop shovelfuls. Be about 4 pounds per head. This thing, when we've got calves and stuff, and we're feeding the cows the full amount, it's not quite full usually when we're feeding everybody in calving season when their needs are the highest. This is just to get everybody started, and we'll probably bring them up 6 pounds and go from there.
Cows are a little freaked out that I'm out here. It's been a while since they've seen me because, you know, day job and all. Ben's got a string, runs down to his grain wagon, little pulley thingy, and opens this door. Grain falls onto the ground, and the cows nom nom nom. And we're still waiting for cows to come in before he pulls the string.
Don't have these spring loaded, so the guy just has to shut them when he's done. He went into the corral while I was out feeding the cows, but I didn't get back quick enough to shut the gate, and they all went back out. They'll get so they go in there every day on their own and just wait. Hi, Gabbies. Hey, gals. Bye, Gabbies. Hey, gals. Oh, they'll get so you'll get trampled opening that gate by the end of the week. Now, a couple got distracted. I threw some hay out there while I was out feeding the cows. I was hoping to keep their attention. Come on. Shh, go on. Come on. Hey, go on. A couple old cows I just run with these girls. They need a little bit extra feed to get them through the winter, and it does a lot to calm yearlings down. You see, most of them have it figured out. One of them there hasn't figured out what's in the trough yet. I'm gonna just walk around a bit here, make sure that they all discover something to eat. Takes a few days. Some of them are pretty slow on the figure out what's going on, but they'll get it figured out.